When we talk about America's country music legends, names like George Jones, George Strait, Dolly Parton, and more recently, Taylor Swift come up. However, one name that cannot be included is that of Vince Gill. Known for his soulful voice, extraordinary guitar skills, and deeply emotional lyrics, Vince is undeniably one of the most talented and versatile artists in the genre. And he has a lot of awards to show for it, including multiple Grammy and CMA awards, cementing his place in country music history. What truly sets Vince apart is his ability to blend traditional country with pop and bluegrass influences, which has helped him create sounds that resonate with a large number of people. But Vince's impact goes beyond his music. He is also celebrated as one of the most respected and down-to-earth figures in Nashville, often admired for his generosity and humility. You might remember him for his timeless hit songs like Go Rest High on That Mountain and I Will Always Love You, or his time as a member of the supergroup The Time Jumpers. His legacy goes beyond music, inspiring generations of musicians to blend innovation with authenticity. Like many country artists, Vince has faced both triumphs and challenges throughout his career and personal life, especially when it comes to his health. Over the past few years, Vince has faced a couple of health problems that have left his fans worried and heartbroken, raising concerns about the well-being of the legendary artist and his family. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into Vince Gill's life and explore all of the issues surrounding his health and how he has been able to cope with it over the years. Go Rest High on That Mountain. One of Vince Gill's most significant career challenges came during a high point in his career, particularly in 1995. If you're a true fan of Vince Gill, then his hit song, Go Rest High on That Mountain, must have been an anthem for a certain period of time. The song became a universal anthem for anyone who was grappling with loss. However, not many people understood what was truly happening in Vince's life during that time. For Vince, this song carried a deeply personal meaning tied to grief, friendship, and family ties. The journey of Go Rest High on That Mountain started with the loss of Vince's close friend and fellow musician Keith Whitley, who passed away in 1989 from alcohol poisoning. Keith Whitley was a talented country singer known for his deep voice and emotional songs. He was born in 1955 in Kentucky and became popular in the 1980s with hits like Don't Close Your Eyes and I'm No Stranger to the Rain. His music was loved by many because it felt real and heartfelt. Struggling with grief, Vince attempted to write the song but found the emotions too raw to put into words. It wasn't until 1993, following the death of his brother Bob, that Vince revisited the song. Vince's brother, Bob Gill, was also a significant part of his life. Bob was a musician too, and the two shared a close bond. Sadly, Bob passed away after battling cancer. So this time, Vince's sorrow and love for the two men poured out, and the song became a tribute to both Keith and Bob, honoring their lives and the mark they left on Vince's heart. When the song was released in 1995, it struck a chord with lots of people around the world. Its heartfelt lyrics and emotional depth resonated with people who were experiencing the pain of loss. Even now, Vince's performances of the song are incredibly moving, and oftentimes when he performs his voice trembles as he connects to the memories of his loved ones. Through this piece, Vince doesn't just share his grief, but he also invites others to feel their own and find solace in the music. The story behind Go Rest High on That Mountain is incredibly personal and deeply tied to Vince Gill's own life and the losses he has faced. His music reflects his experiences, including the pain of his parents' separation during his teenage years, which left a lasting mark on him. To truly understand his music and what Vince Gill is all about, we have to go all the way back to the beginning. Early background: his life story began on April 12, 1957 in Norman, Oklahoma, where he was born into a home that loved music. As the youngest of 3 kids to Jen and Stan Gill, Vince grew up surrounded by melodies and talent that went on to set the stage for his country music career. His dad, Stan, was a judge and also loved playing the guitar and banjo, which he taught his children to play. His mom, Jareen, also sang beautifully and played the harmonica well, so the family was like a small band. Music was a big deal in the Gill household. They'd gather around the radio and listen to the Grand Ole Opry and the new wave of rock and roll artists that were storming the country at the time. With this deep musical background, it didn't take too long for Vince's natural talent to shine. At just 5 years old, he began playing his grandmother's guitar and perfected the classic tune, Old Shep. Not long after, he and his brother had perfected their skills so much that they were invited to perform their own version of the Beach Boys' Long Tall Texan on a local radio show. Seeing Vince's talent take shape, his dad, Stan, stepped in to help him grow, setting him up for guitar lessons with local guitarist J. Julian Atkins. Vince was all in, and in no time his love for the guitar exploded. He even frequently took his guitar to school for show and tell, where he would entertain students by playing the House of the Rising Sun. But Vince wasn't just about the guitar alone. He also dove into other instruments like the fiddle, banjo, mandolin, and bass guitar, building the versatility that would later define his music and let him break the mold of traditional country music. Vince developed an interest in bluegrass music after he became friends with the son of his father's friend, who loved the genre and also played mandolin. His interest in the genre increased so much that after graduating high school, Vince chose to become a bluegrass performer. After high school, he wasted no time chasing that dream. He started his own bluegrass band called Mountain Smoke, which got a gig opening for the hard rock legends Kiss. However, the results were not what he expected. Let's just say it wasn't exactly smooth sailing. The crowd wasn't feeling the bluegrass vibe and began booing and throwing objects on the stage. Young Vince, who was never one to back down, responded by flipping the bird before leaving the stage. After Mountain Smoke disbanded, Vince moved to Kentucky. There he decided to dive deeper into bluegrass by joining top bands like Bluegrass Alliance and Boone Creek, where he got to play alongside the legendary Ricky Skaggs. These years were crucial for Vince as they gave him a chance to sharpen his craft and truly soak in the spirit of bluegrass. Early struggle. By 1976, Vince was ready for a new adventure and packed his bags for Los Angeles, where he briefly joined the backing band for fiddle player Byron Berlin. This opportunity got him a taste of the West Coast music scene and added more layers to his growing expertise. In 1978, Gill joined the band Pure Prayer League as a guitarist and vocalist. He appeared on their 1979 album Can't Hold Back and wrote several songs on it. During Gill's time as the lead vocalist, the band had a top 10 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 with Let Me Love You Tonight. Vince Gill's career evolved in the early 1980s, particularly during his time with Pure Prayer League and his collaborations with Rodney Crowell. He wrote the follow-up song, I'm Almost Ready, and contributed 5 other tracks to Pure Prayer League's album Firin' Up. Joe Vigiglione from AllMusic praised Gill's contribution, noting that the album's sound blended country pop and adult contemporary influences, marking a departure from his later works. Despite the success of the Pure Prayer League, Gill was ready for a change. His then-wife Janice was expecting their first child, and Vince, never one to sacrifice family for the road, left the band in 1982 to focus on his solo career. He traveled to Nashville. In the early days of his solo journey, Gill struggled to find his place in the Nashville music scene. It was a time of frustration where his songs weren't getting the attention they deserved. But through it all, he found support in his friendships, particularly with producer Barry Beckett. The turning point came when Barry decided to cut Vince's songs to the dismay of RCA. Never Knew Lonely became a hit, marking the beginning of Vince's rise as a solo artist. However, what truly shaped Vince as a songwriter wasn't the accolades or the famous collaborations. It was the years of writing songs, often failing and learning the craft by example. It took a while, he admits, acknowledging that while people responded to his playing and singing, his songwriting skills took time to get the credit they truly deserved. He learned to focus on the details, choosing every word with care, and he got advice from Guy Clark, who taught him that every word must matter. Vince's breakthrough came with When I Call Your Name, a song that helped him gain wider recognition. But even with that success, Gill didn't feel changed. Instead, it was the recognition from his peers and the welcome into the club of successful musicians that had the most impact on his life. Vince's definition of making it was deeply rooted in the caliber of musicians he worked with, from bluegrass legends to session veterans. For him, it wasn't about the fame or the record sold. It was about the people he was fortunate enough to play with. His time with the Time Jumpers is another example of his commitment to growth. He saw the joining of the band as a way to push himself further as a musician, to play with people who could challenge and ultimately make him better. Never be the best musician in the band, he was advised early on, and it's advice that he's carried with him throughout his career. Even at the height of his own success, Vince was still learning, still growing, and still being pushed outside his comfort zone. One of his memorable moments came when he was asked to perform Surf's Up at a Brian Wilson tribute concert. It was a song that challenged his vocal range and musical ability to the extreme, but with hard work and perseverance, Vince not only pulled it off, but impressed some of his idols along the way. I walked off stage that night and Brian Wilson shook my hand, Vince remembers, deeply humbled by the experience. It's clear that moments like these, where he was pushed beyond his limits, were as meaningful to him as any chart-topping hit. Through all the highs and lows, Vince Gill has remained grounded in the music itself. Despite his success, he never lets the results define his worth as an artist. His focus is always on the song and the performance, as well as creating music that connects with others. It doesn't matter if he is playing in a session, performing on stage, or writing in the studio. Vince has always learned to approach his craft with a consistent commitment to being the best musician he can be, without letting the pressure of success overshadow his love for the music. In an interview, Vince talked about his time in country music and the special moments he has had in his career. He shared that while a lot of people know him as a country singer, he has always appreciated the behind-the-scenes work that goes into making the music happen more. One of his proudest moments was when he performed at the festival with some of his musical idols, like Joe Walsh and James Taylor. Vince remembered vividly that the crowd didn't know him very well at first, but when he played solo, people stopped and came back to their seats, impressed by his performance. He also talked about working with legendary musician John Huey, who was known for his steel guitar playing. Vince called John up when he was starting his career and asked him to join his band. John, who had played with country legend Conway Twitty, loved working with Vince because of the freedom and respect he was given. Vince described John as someone who was treated like royalty in the band, and their time together was unforgettable. Vince also shared his reflections on joining the Eagles after Glenn Frey's passing, a significant moment in his career. He was honored when they asked him to join, especially since he and the band had become friends over the years. Vince recalled working with Glenn Frey and other members of the Eagles in the past, and how much it meant to him when they asked him to be part of their legacy after such a tragic loss. Through all of this, Vince shows how much he values the people he works with and how important relationships and respect are to him in music. All through his career, one thing that Vince Gill fought against was letting his country roots box him into a particular style of music. And his work with the Pure Prairie League and the Eagles proved just that. It showed us that he could handle just about any musical style. This fearless approach to collaboration has only added to his reputation as one of the most versatile artists out there. Entertainment Weekly's Sarah Rodman puts it best when she calls Gill the Oklahoma native, with the tenor kissed by angels and the guitar prowess of a man who made a deal with the devil. She also noted that his unique role served as a link between country legends and the rising stars of the genre. That wasn't all. Jeffrey B. Reams of the Country Standard Time also added, praising Vince as a fine singer with a sturdy tenor and a guitarist whose skills are nothing short of stellar. Reams also commended Vince's live performances, where he often plays for up to 3 hours, which is a true testament to his dedication and love for the stage. Vince Gill's long performances are often compared to those of other legendary artists who are well known for their dedication to the stage. Like Bruce Springsteen, who is famous for his energetic concerts, which can last for more than 3 hours, and Willie Nelson, who has spent decades connecting with fans through his music, Gill's shows demonstrate his passion and respect for his audience. His extended performances reflect a love for storytelling and a strong connection with fans, blending the traditions of classic country legends with the excitement of modern performers. While many artists stick to shorter sets, Gill's approach stands out as a reminder of a time when concerts were about creating unforgettable experiences. Vince Gill's influences. Vince Gill's musical influences are quite diverse as his talents. He once called Merle Haggard the greatest singer and poet, making it super clear how much the country's legends shaped his artistry. But Vince didn't stop there. He also drew inspiration from Patsy Cline, Kitty Wells, Bruce Springsteen, and John Fogerty. Vince Gill's work reflects the same emotional depth and storytelling ability as Merle Haggard's music. Also like Haggard, Vince has this unique way of capturing raw feelings like heartache, love, or hope in his songs. His smooth tenor voice and thoughtful lyrics show the timeless quality that made legends like Patsy Cline and Kitty Wells so memorable. Vince shares their knack for bringing heartfelt emotion to every lyric, creating a deep connection with listeners. At the same time, Vince's energy and creativity match that of Bruce Springsteen and John Fogerty. Just as Springsteen's songs often tell vivid stories about everyday life, Vince makes his songs feel authentic and relatable. His songs also bring a touch of excitement and versatility to his music, similar to Fogerty's dynamic style. This blend of emotional depth and high energy makes Vince's work stand out, while also honoring the influences that came before him and shaped him. And when it comes to songwriting, Vince looks up to the simplicity of Hank Williams' lyrics. According to author Joe Scato, Vince's albums often feature more self-written songs than those of many of his peers, showing his talent for storytelling and creativity. This is even more obvious in his hits like Go Rest High on That Mountain, where his heartfelt lyrics and emotional delivery resonate deeply with listeners. Songs like I Still Believe in You and Whenever You Come Around also showcase his ability to craft simple yet powerful lyrics, much like Hank Williams. These hits, along with others like Look at Us and Lisa Jane, highlight Vince's knack for writing his own songs that connect with people on a personal level, proving his versatility and talent as a songwriter. Furthermore, Vince's talent and generosity haven't gone unnoticed by fellow musicians. Bassist Jason Sears, who toured with Vince in the late 90s, has spoken about Vince's invaluable mentorship. Meanwhile, country and bluegrass artist Charlie Worsham counts Vince's song Lisa Jane as one of the first he ever learned to play. Vince even went the extra mile in 2018, gifting Worsham a custom-made guitar. This is just one of the many examples of how he's not only a musician icon, but also a guiding light for the next generation. It suggested that Vince's generosity as a mentor and collaborator could be influenced by the musicians who inspired him. Legends like Merle Haggard and Patsy Cline were known not only for their incredible talent, but also for their authenticity and humility, which must have set an example for Vince. His admiration for these icons combined with the community-oriented spirit of country and bluegrass music, shaped his desire to give back. Personal struggles. But Vince Gill's story isn't just about music. His songs are about resilience and heartfelt emotion. He has several tracks that touch on similar themes of loss, love, and healing, and a prime example is Worlds Apart, from his 1996 album High Lonesome Sound. In this song, Vince reflects on the emotional distance between two people, dealing with feelings of separation and longing. It speaks to the pain of losing someone, whether physically or emotionally, and the challenge of reconciling those feelings. Much like Go Rest High on That Mountain, Worlds Apart proves Vince's ability to express deep emotional pain while also capturing the hope of eventual healing. Another song, When I Call Your Name, delves into the heartbreak of a lost relationship, showing his skill at connecting personal grief with universal emotions. Vince Gill's musical catalog goes even further beyond these, as he has many more to explore in the depths of human emotion. His 1995 album, When Love Finds You, is a perfect example, with tracks like Maybe I'm Crazy and I Still Believe in You, where his raw, honest storytelling takes center stage. These songs open a window into Vince's world, where love is messy, the future is uncertain, and the heart struggles with loss. Fans have found comfort in these tunes, feeling understood in their own experiences of love and heartbreak. One standout track from the album, What's He Doing in My World?, tells the story of a woman's sorrow and loneliness after her husband leaves her. Vince's writing is thoughtful and empathetic, capturing the protagonist's emotions with delicate care. Even in his more upbeat songs like One More Last Chance, there's an undercurrent of sadness, a reminder that happiness can be fleeting. Vince's music is special for its ability to balance both joy and sorrow, creating a rich, layered sound that deeply resonates with listeners. Life isn't simple, and Vince's songs beautifully reflect the full range of human experience. Vince Gill's music carries a unique quality that makes it both deeply personal and universally relatable. His lyrics have an extraordinary ability to connect with listeners, tapping into their deepest emotions and life experiences, particularly those who have faced loss or heartbreak. Vince's songs speak directly to the soul, articulating feelings that are often hard to express. For Vince, music has been a powerful tool for coping, allowing him to transform his own heartache, family struggles, and personal losses into songs that provide comfort, not just for him, but for countless others as well. This is the transformative power of music. It helps us navigate life's challenges, find healing, and feel less alone. On a personal level, Vince Gill's life has been a journey filled with both triumphs and adversities. He has navigated the complexities of personal relationships, including a marriage to fellow musician Janice Oliver that ended in divorce in 1997, due to the pressures of fame and conflicting schedules. Despite these challenges, Vince has continued to channel his experiences into his music, crafting a body of work that remains both intimate and universally understood. Vince Gill's personal life has been a journey marked by both triumph and tribulation. After the dissolution of his first marriage, he navigated the complexities of co-parenting and confronted his own vulnerabilities. This period of transformation is reflected in his music, where he delved into themes of heartache, regret, and self-discovery. His honest and emotionally raw lyrics resonated with fans, offering comfort to those going through similar struggles. However, Vince's narrative takes a more uplifting turn with his marriage to Christian music legend Amy Grant in 2000. The marriage marked a new and happy chapter in his life. Amy Grant is a well-known singer and songwriter, especially in the Christian music world. She gained fame in the 1980s with hits like Baby Baby and El Shaddai. Her music has touched millions, blending pop and Christian themes in a way that made her one of the most successful Christian music artists of all time. Amy's faith and commitment to her music have always been at the forefront of her career. Her relationship with Vince brought together two powerful voices in music, each with their own loyal fan base, and the two quickly became a beloved couple in the entertainment world. Their marriage wasn't just a personal milestone, but also one that symbolized love and healing. Both Vince and Amy had been through their share of personal struggles and loss before they came together. Amy had been married to singer Gary Chapman before Vince, and the two shared a strong connection based on mutual respect and understanding. Together, they blended their families and found strength in their relationship, with both being open about their challenges and faith. In interviews, they've often talked about how their shared love for music and their strong connection through faith helped them grow even closer, both as a couple and as collaborators. Their partnership has inspired many fans and continues to stand as a testament to second chances and finding love after hardship. Their union marked a new chapter of stability, happiness, and creative collaboration. Vince credits Amy as his steadfast support, helping him through life's challenges. Together, they blended their families, creating a loving home that became a source of inspiration for Vince's music, infusing it with themes of healing, joy, and gratitude. Their musical collaborations, such as the hit duet House of Love, showcase their undeniable chemistry and artistic synergy. Health issues. Vince Gill's life has been shaped by various challenges, including health issues that have, at times, forced him to step away from the public eye. A particularly difficult period occurred in 2018 when Vince battled kidney stones, which resulted in a severe kidney infection, excruciating pain, and hospitalization. As a consequence, several performances were canceled, including a highly anticipated appearance at the CMA Awards. In addition to the severe pain Vince experienced during his kidney stone episode in 2018, the health scare led to unexpected complications. The kidney infection required surgery, and the recovery was long and difficult. Vince had to cancel multiple concerts, which was a tough decision, as he deeply valued his connection with fans and his passion for performing. During this time, he also took a step back from the public eye to focus on his health, allowing him time to rest and recuperate. His medical team provided ongoing care, and Vince made sure to follow a strict regimen to manage his condition. While kidney stones are not uncommon, the intensity of the infection was much worse than he had initially anticipated. In addition to his own health struggles, Vince's wife, the legendary Christian singer Amy Grant, also faced a life-altering health scare. In 2022, she was involved in a serious bike accident, which left her unconscious for approximately 10 minutes and resulted in a concussion. The trauma from the accident not only caused physical injuries, but also led to a cyst in her throat, which had to be surgically removed. This series of events required her to take time off to recover, postponing her fall tour. For Vince, supporting Amy through this difficult time added another layer of emotional strain, but it also reinforced the couple's bond and resilience in the face of health crises. In 2020, Vince was diagnosed with a congenital heart condition that affects blood flow from his lungs to his heart. This diagnosis posed a serious health concern for both Vince and his fans, compelling him to face the challenge with remarkable courage and resilience. In response, he made necessary lifestyle changes and sought expert medical care, emphasizing the importance of self-care and listening to his body. Through these personal and family health challenges, Vince and Amy have shown incredible strength, drawing support from each other as they navigate their health journeys together. Vince Gill's life story and his lasting impact on the country music genre are truly remarkable. His contributions continue to inspire both fans and fellow musicians alike. Thank you for watching.